And you're live. No one's here yet.
No one's here yet.
But I'll tell you when they're here.
Yeah, of course. We're doing Q&A in the makeup chair from Dragon's Den this afternoon. So would love to answer any of your questions.
There we go. A few people are here.
Ready? How do people feel with the red lip this year? Is this like a good look? This is new. We've always done nude lips on the show.
You got a fire emoji.
Oh, fire emoji. Thank you.
Everyone's just saying hi right now. Who's your favorite dragon to work with?
It's like having a favorite kid. You never have a favorite dragon. You know, I have a different. Go ahead. I have a different relationship with every dragon. So, you know, me and Jeet and I started together, and so we'll always be close. You know, Jim and I have almost 2 generations between us. So it's a huge difference. I mean, he has grandkids that are my age. So it's just totally different, and I've actually learned a lot about franchising from him, and I think he's taken some tech things away from me, which is really cool. Arlene and I have a great relationship. Lane and I are both the tech people, so we have good alliances.
Got it.
And then Vince and I have a lot of fun together. So kind of close a little bit. I mean, I can't say I have a favorite.
So how'd you deal with people who didn't take you seriously as a young female business professional?
You know, I think that... sorry. I think that that's always a risk. And trust me, there's people that don't take me seriously today. But you need to really figure out how to establish yourself in the first couple of minutes when you're having a conversation. So I always start off with my intro bio. I never expect that anyone knows who I am. I'm always like, hey, I'm Michele, you know, went to school for engineering, these are the businesses I built, these are the outcomes of them, and not in a bragging way, but just in a way that explains that, you know, you should take me seriously because I'm capable of doing some of this. And so I think that, you know, you'll always have that. Another thing that I did is I dressed a lot older than I was for my age at the very beginning. I would always wear like older clothes, bigger suits. I would like, you know, figure out how to draw wrinkles into my face. I did it all because I was, I wanted to be taken seriously. And I was definitely
What was the best pitch of the day?
What was the best pitch of the day? Oh, I can't tell anything about specific pitches, but I can tell you that there were some pretty great pitches today. I can't say any specifics, but I think there's a few good ones. Yeah, this is hi.
To your response, if it's like having a favorite child, somebody's responded and said, but you always have a favorite kid, you just don't tell them.
Well, you know, take with that which you will. Kind of thing. That isn't true. But anyway, I hope that answers your question on being taken seriously. I think there's a lot of things. I think knowing your stuff is another really big thing. Like, just knowing your numbers, absolutely cool. Knowing the answers to all your questions, practicing. I still rehearse all the time. Before I go pitch myself, and we role play, like, oh, if we're this, what will we say? We look at it.
So what have you learned by being on Dragon's Den?
I have learned about so many business models that I had no idea that could actually be business models. So, Tracy Chow, you want to say hi on Instagram Live? Yeah. Woo! Yes, this is the woman that created the show. Are you kidding me? She's famous.
I can't take credit for creating.
Tracy,
we launched it here.
That's true. They launched it here, and she produced the show that I watched as a kid called Venture, where they followed around entrepreneurs. They almost went bankrupt all the time, and after watching it as a kid, I somehow decided to do this crazy entrepreneur path. So, you know, I owe her a lot because she's talked to Canadian audiences about a ton on this.
How many carrots does that rock?
How many carrots? Like 8. There's this amazing company called Luxura Diamonds. gives him diamonds every year to wear on the show. That's a big one. It's like, I think that's a blueberry size.
You should have a puppet of you on your knee because you're doing great talking without moving your lips. Backup plan.
Oh, really? That's interesting. It's really hard when you're painting your lips to be talking when I'm really, really trying to do my best. So.
Someone said you worked in New Brunswick for a few years. Do you miss the area?
Oh man, of course. Like the East Coast was so warm to me. Like people were so nice. No, people are so nice and so thoughtful, and I love being at East, so I want to go back. Hopefully I can come back this summer and eat a lot of seafood, so that's my plan.
So what was the first item you splurged on when you made it?
Oh, I got a Cartier watch that I ended up wearing. I still wear it every day, and I basically have one watch that I really like, so that was one of my first big splurges, and probably a couple pairs of shoes.
I like this question. How are you?
I'm great right now. I mean, I woke up a little bit early, but we got half a day left still, so I'm in great mood.
So how do you approach Instagram as a business?
As a business, I think you have to create content that like people care about and that's relevant. So it's like listening to your audiences and being creative, because you don't want yourself to come off as too promotional. Like you want to be providing some value that's way beyond the products you're selling. And so tapping into like a bigger brand story and your ability to tell it, I think is what Instagram is great to do this for.
Okay, so someone asked, when you're building a business that is really a new concept, like nothing else out there like it, almost reinventing the wheel, how can you get people to take the risk and try something new?
Well, you have to be building a product that's better than what exists today. So that's the biggest thing. It's like, if you're just a little bit better, it's probably not going to cut it. You need to like 10 times better. And so I think, and then it's about creating a marketing strategy that allows you to totally stick out. And so you can test so many things these days. You can test things on crowdfunding companies to see if people like them. But then you have to cut through the noise of what everyone else is doing. So you don't want to look at all the other brands. You want to build something totally unique for yourself.
So what do you think is the number one thing a digital marketer in the e-commerce space should know?
Oh, a digital marketer in the e-commerce space has to know how to do like CPA direct response advertising. So they have to know that, if it's costing me $10 to acquire each sale, and understanding how to do that on Facebook, Instagram, Google is absolutely essential. And when you have that, you have a repeatable source of growth, which is really, really hard. So that's probably the number one skill for digital marketing.
What's your favorite part of being an entrepreneur?
When you're an entrepreneur, you just get to think about all the good things, and then you get to have a career where you're optimistic all the time. You're like looking at your opportunity, and you're like, oh, should we grow this business or this business, or what's here? And I think that you don't have to deal with that pessimism in the same way as in other places. So I think that's the best part, is like spending a life in positivity is so much better than reverse.
Someone just asked, is filming done in Toronto for the Den?
It's we're wrapping up this weekend. Okay, I can go over there. Great, thank you. Okay, we're gonna switch on over to hair here.
So what's your best advice for ignoring negative distractions and staying focused?
Okay, so this is Kat. She's the hair Wonder Woman. I wear the jacket because it's really cold on set. So what's the best advice for ignoring negative?
Best advice for ignoring negative distractions and staying focused.
You have to learn how to use airplane mode on your phone. Like, it's really hard. I mean, again, when I started a business, Facebook had been launched 3 years before, so there wasn't this incredible need to keep up with people. And so figuring out how to control your phone, like canceling your Netflix subscription, and like Pomodoro works really well. Like doing things and being like, I have a 20 to a 40 minute burst and I'm going to get something done is actually super important to figuring that out. So I don't know if people use that, but I think that, I don't know, when I need to get something done, I like put my phone in airplane mode, and then no one can find me, and you can actually get real deep work done.
Perfect. Just another girl said, "You're my inspiration. You're so young and have accomplished so much." Yay.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you.
Does the camera lady's arm hurt? Yes. Yes, it does.
Katie, does your arm hurt?
Thank you for asking. But
Katie, you should flip the camera and everyone can see who you are.
No, not yet, guys. I'm better being behind the camera for now. So what do you look for in a person when hiring?
You need to have someone who's, I think especially when you're hiring your first couple people, you need someone who's going to be willing to do, Kat, do you need looking forward or kind of this way? Forward. Okay, so I'm going to look this way. You can either film me in the mirror too.
I can turn. Okay. And then you can.
Perfect.
So you have to have someone that's willing to do whatever it takes, I think, at the beginning, because the early stage of a business is you need to be a jack of all trades. You need to figure it out. It's like, okay, we need to solve this marketing problem. You have to figure out how that works. You're like, we have a shipping problem. I now have to be an expert in that. And someone who's very resourceful, someone who's good at making deals and getting people excited, and the ability to sell. And then if you're thinking about being an employee at a startup, the best thing I can think is what can you do to make yourself totally invaluable? What can you do that basically no one can fire you because you're that person's adding so much value to this business? And so I always recommend to people that they find one or two things that they can have as early wins. So you get into a new job, you're there for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. What are 3 things that you can deliver to say oh yeah, Michele, delivered a contract with these guys, a partnership with these guys, and then she helped us hire this other really great person. My hair looks ridiculous. Sorry. I know you're trying to take me seriously. I'm saying serious news. I'm just saying it looking like a rooster.
Hello. Hey, guess what?
This is so funny.
Blue. It's
so.
It's literally.
So if you deliver those 3 wins early on, your life gets so much easier because then it's you give yourself some breathing room. Everyone's like, oh, that's the girl that delivered that, and then you can get yourself a little bit more breathing room.
Someone asked, how do I ignore everyone's opinion on not to pursue an idea when I know it's working?
Well, how do you know it's working? How does she know it's working? Or who's they're asking the question? How do you know it's working if everyone's telling you? Are you seeing early sales? What's giving you that confidence?
When do I transition from a brick and mortar business to an e-commerce business without sacrificing the local small business vibe that our customers are used to?
Yeah, I think you can figure out how to deliver that in an online experience. And so I know lots of e-commerce companies that do handwritten notes, that keep in touch with customers, that invite them in to have an in-store experience. E-commerce is just one of the ways you can scale. You can build out more brick and mortar as well. Sometimes there's just a lot of cost in doing that and a lot of risk. And so generally, I think when you can attract customers without that, it's a little bit better. Yeah, of course you can. But I think back to the question on if everyone's saying it's wrong, you have to really look at that. They're just the negative Nancy's in your life. Maybe film this way, if they're just the negative Nancy's in your life, then you probably want to ignore those folks if they are actually coming to you with real data, and you've tried doing Kickstarter, you've tried selling online, you've tried doing ads, and no one wants the product. You got to listen to the market, and maybe no one actually wants the product.
They responded and they said, I know it's working because my sales keep going up.
Oh, well then I think if your sales keep going up, and if you're positive on each unit you're selling, then I think you generally have a good business. And I don't know why people would be against that.
So next question is, CEOs often say they have an open door policy in their organization. How accessible are you to your staff, and do you think that there are problems that are too small for you to address?
I think that you always want to work with people that have the ability to solve their own problems. And so there's obviously problems that only CEOs can address, but there's a lot of things that I would want everyone that works for me to have more autonomy to actually solve those problems. And so I would say that there are probably things that feel too small and that are not a good use of time. But yeah, I try and be super accessible. I mean, I sit on the floor with my team, so I have a regular desk, just like everyone else. I don't have a special office. People can approach me absolutely anytime. I come to all of our demos and town halls. We have open Ask Me Anythings, which allow people to ask any question they want on a company. But I do think there is things that are like, if you don't want to be solving small interpersonal issues in the company and stuff like that, but you want to give people the autonomy to actually solve those problems. So.
Sim guy again responded, said 30% in the last 8 months. Their opinions are based on the fact that I went to medical school and shouldn't be in sales.
I think people have to do what makes them happy, and there's a lot of pressure to do what makes your family happy. But ultimately, like, if you have a business that's growing and it's not super expensive to acquire customers, I think you probably have a great business.
So, what's the best book on business that you've read?
There's a couple of really good ones. Influenced by Robert Cialdini is like the playbook on how to sell anything. Crossing the Chasm is a great book about building a business. I really like Monsieur Ray Dalio's Principles book. I thought that was an amazing read from a business perspective. I don't know, what are people online saying that are good books that they've liked reading? I like Chip Wilson's book. That was a really interesting read. I like the books of how different businesses were built, so I read that. I read the one from Ray Kroc and the Amazon book, so I don't know, there's some good ones.
What's your favorite bathing suit brand?
I don't know if I have one. It's always like miserable to shop for base. Probably Nextwear just launched a line of bathing suits that look really beautiful. But totally open. There's great bathing suit brands I should explore.
Define a successful person.
I think everyone has a different definition of success. I mean, my definition is figuring out how to make an impact and grow a team that was really well. That was really amazing.
Okay, so someone asked, what's your perception on poor staff morale and ways to address it?
You have to really get to the. You have to really get to understand what is generating poor staff morale. There's so many reasons that can happen, and until you understand the exact causes of that, it's impossible to find a solution. So that's what I would say.
The next few is just, your hair is so pretty, your hair looks gorgeous.
Don't get back until we go and
Sure. That's fine. Yeah, I can do that.
So, next question, is it a good or bad idea to undervaluate your company?
I think that Dan is very sensitive to valuations, so I would always come in being incredibly reasonable. And I think that what gets valuations always pushed up is bidding wars, and that doesn't matter if that's in the den or if that's when you pitch to other investors. If you have lots of people interested, you can demand the valuation you want. If you only have a few people interested, you're a beggar, and a beggar can't be a chooser. That's the kind of definition in life. So that's the way to go.
Perfect. Someone else said, I love how connected you are to your fans and how open you are to answering any questions. Love your attitude towards a human connection and collaboration. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect.
Of course. I mean, I don't think you build a business on your own. And I had lots of people give me really good advice for a long time. So if I can, play a little bit of that forward, that's pretty cool. And I actually think everyone on the show is really, really open to giving advice as well. That's just me.
Oh, someone asked, can you speak up a little bit more?
Sure.
When do you have time to read? Someone asked you as well.
Oh, so you're actually talking about this, so I don't actually have that much time to read, but I do have time to listen to audiobooks because I listen to them in Ubers and on airplanes and going to places, and so that's really saved me. I would have never read this many books, but I actually listened to a ton of them. I listened to them at 2 to 2.5 times the speed, so I just throw on my AirPods and go through airport security and all the other things. So it's pretty cool.
Do you ever get nervous over anything?
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, every time something